classic sound of a Les Paul guitar. We take that electric guitar for granted these days, but the musician behind that sound, Lester Pulfus, remembered a time when acoustic guitars were all he had. He specifically told me how important a 1915 Western Electric telephone was to the development of his proudest achievement.
Lester, how did you arrive at the idea of magnetic pickups?
Back by the Western Electric telephone, it was a 1915 telephone, and I imagine it had to be at least 1920 that I was to take that telephone and take the receiver and find out as to what the impedance was of the coils that were in the telephone, and they were humbucked at that time, and that turned out to be exactly what I wanted. Into my mother's radio, and out of the radio I heard the sound that I wished to hear. I used the receiver part. That's the magnet and the coils.
Sure.
The part that you speak into it was the carbon telephone.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah.
They used the carbon mic to sing into.
Oh, right.
And used the other half of the telephone. So Western Electric deserves a lot of credit for being on the right track.
I asked Lester to tell me about the origins of his guitar's classic archtop.
The chairman of the board asked me a question, do you like violins? But what he was telling me really was, wouldn't you like to have an archtop on the guitar like the violin? And I said I would have gone there in a second, but I figured it cost so much more. And he says, forget the cost of it, the fact that we're prepared to do that. And that's what gives our contribution to that guitar.
You may not be inclined to dissect your guitar, but every Les Paul deserves a setup, and now you can do that yourself. All the tools are easily available online, and my book will give you all the advice and tips to achieve your perfect setup. I want to help, so if you have any specific problems with your guitar, drop me an email and I will point you in the right direction. As Lester said to me, try to be a good person and have a good time doing it.